pen and paper method or keeping an Excel spreadsheet or taking business cards and not realizing the value of putting them into an autoresponder and a list and what that is.
Well, I totally agree with you. There are a lot of people, well, look, I've got this great list. And so when something happens, they're sitting there dialing everybody on their list, or they're going out and messaging each person individually that they connect with. And that's great to do, especially when you're first meeting them. But once you start growing your list, if you have like 10 people on your list, then that might, work well. But if you really want to have your business grow and be able to become free, you're going to have a little bit larger list than 10 people. I mean, I believe Diane was saying the other night that, 1,000 really targeted great people can help you become free in your business. And that's what's so important about being able to invite people to get on your newsletter email list is that, how many times do you think you could call somebody and share something with them before they're like, block your number or, say, don't talk to me anymore? But with a newsletter, you can share great stuff with people every single day. And if they want to read it, they can, but it's not intrusive. If they don't want to read it, then they pass it by, or maybe, they just didn't have time that day and they could come back to it a couple of days later. But that's why it's so important to share great content and share great information with them. You want to kind of keep them on their toes as what the next best thing or what the fun thing you're going to share today. It could just be a little silliness, that will keep their interest up and have them want to open every day.
Yep, it's true. And think about in our own worlds how many lists we're on and appreciate how it works. I mean, you probably are on lists for huge retailers like Target, Amazon, or maybe even the clothing stores, Old Navy, Aeropostale, and realize that if those large retailers find it important to have a list for themselves, then why wouldn't we as smaller business owners do the same? Because what do? They just say, hey, you're on our list, and this is what we do is we tell you what's going on. That's what it's for. So we can tell you what's going on. And if they're really savvy, and they know you well enough to know what your buying habits are, they might say, hey, we're having a sale. If you're a mom, we're going to have a sale this week on diapers. So they let you know what you need is coming, and they point you to where they want you to go. So you'll come into their store, and then I'm sure once you're in there, they might upsell you different things. But the point is that they can contact all of their people through this list and let them know what's going on and what might be useful and helpful to them. So that, I think, is a concept that we need to embrace, because it's like I said, if the larger retailers, then they are making billions of dollars, find it necessary to do this, then so should we. So
that's a great point, Jen. We really should be thinking, as our business as a merchant does. I mean, so, when I see those emails come from Target, well, I don't really need anything from Target today, so I'm not going to shop. But, there are things that they may send me that, you know how it is. Sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't know I needed that. Or, that's really interesting. And so I will, click and take a look. And that's how it is with our email list. I mean, we need to be like those merchants. We need to be more like the mom and pop store and say, I know you usually, like to take a look at these kinds of things. I got some new in today. It's here if you are interested. If that's not what you're looking for today, that's fine. Keep looking around. You might find something else that appeals to you. So communicating with people every day. I mean, it could be offering a tip. It could be offering some new training that just came out. I mean, we see new platforms opening up all the time. I mean, Jen and I and several other people are on Snapchat right now too, just kind of having fun and really getting to know that platform to use it for marketing. And there are some cool new information coming out right now that that's something you could share with someone. Maybe, you know, Instagram's not their thing, so you share stuff about Facebook, or you know, some people love to create images, so maybe Facebook's not their thing, but because they like to, you know, for me, being a mom of 8, Instagram's great. I am on Facebook, but Instagram's great because I can, you know, like snap a picture, write some text on there, shoot it on Facebook, and shoot it on Instagram. What I love about that is I can share it very quickly to Instagram and Twitter as well. So I've hit like 3 different places with one post, and you know, those are kinds of things that maybe not everybody knows that, you know, through your list you can definitely share.
Yep, absolutely. And I was just looking at the comments, and I'm loving what Mike B said about, you know, it's really about providing some value to your list.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, offer value first, always, in anything you do. I mean, yesterday I was on a call with Bert, and he was talking about, you know, there's one question you really should ask yourself, and that is how can I serve someone today? And I think through our newsletter is a great easy way that you can do that. Every day you can serve someone by, you know, providing them with information that, you know, they've been looking for. Or maybe, you know, they work a full-time job and just don't have the extra time to research certain things. And if, you know, you have that and can provide that really helps them out a lot.
Yeah, and it helps too to know who you're talking to when you're providing that value. And I know that was one of my challenges in the beginning. And this is where tonight's webinar is going to help people so much, is I think we tend to overcomplicate list building and think that, you know, we need to do all of these fancy schmancy things before we can provide that value, or we can, I mean, it is simple as just being real and building a relationship and having conversations with people, but knowing who I'm talking to. I think before I was just putting stuff out there and not really talking to anybody. So it helps to sort of focus in on what you're doing and have your own vision and your own clarity about what you're trying to build, so that you can build relationships with the right people who are going to want to be on your list. For example, I wouldn't be on, you know, a vegan newsletter because that wouldn't be of value to me. I would be, you know, connecting with Work at Home Mom newsletter or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. Finding the right fit for you is really important too. I mean, and that's why you, I mean, there's a great way to build a list. I mean, you can do it cold, but if you really build that relationship with someone and offer them value offer them some value and make that connection, there's something to be said for taking someone who may have been a cold lead into someone who's warm because they've gotten to know you, and you can communicate with them a little bit more, because they'll be open to hearing what you have to say if they know you. I mean, I could go run around and recommend stuff to people that I don't know, but people you know that you recommend things to or share things with, they tend to listen a little bit more when they know you.
Yep, definitely.
And that's what's important about, you know, having that, you know, instead of the large big box merchant places, is to really have more of the corner store kind of, you know, get to know the person that's coming in. I know when I was growing up, there was a small store around, I mean, we'd go to the bigger grocery store, but there was a small store around the corner that we would go to when my grandmother would walk in, and they were like, okay, let's go back here and we'll slice you up some of this nice fresh beef bologna that we know you're coming in for. And my grandmother didn't have to ask. So that's what I think is great, is that you can have that kind of relationship with the people that are on your list, and so that you offer value, and then when you recommend something to them, they'll go take a look because they've gotten to know you and trust you for being there, that someone that cares. And of course, it's not intrusive because I'm not shoving it down your throat. I just included it as maybe a mumble at the end of my email or something like that, and they can say, "Oh, I want to go take a look," because they've always provided great value, and I've gotten to know them because of the stories they tell with their emails. So I feel like I know them.
Yep, definitely. We had that corner store too, or even restaurants. I remember going to restaurants with my dad, and they would know what drink to put down in front of him, and this or this today. Which one did he want? And imagine having a business where that's how we made our customers feel. Like you're coming to a place where you're welcome with open arms, and all you have to do is communicate to us what you want, and we'll just point you in the right direction. And that comes from, for me, it's come from really just talking to people and asking questions. Because not everybody is for everybody. Not everybody's for me, and I'm not for everybody. So through asking questions and through meeting people, do I get the people in my audience that I want to build that are wanting to hear my message?
That's a great point, because I will most likely speak, being a mom, stay at home, I will speak to those, to moms or families more so than I would speak to, high-powered executive, because we don't have those similarities in common. Now, there may be something that connects us, but you really speak with people more that, you have, what was it? Either you're I guess you could be somewhat polar opposites a little bit, like, I believe Diane was saying, like I'm a mom of 8, but, a mom of 1 or 2 might be, how do I do this? Or I might attract large families So it's kind of, not much in between. It's kind of like the opposite spectrums a little bit. That's great. Mike, he said he had some of his biggest builds while he was doing local stuff. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's why video is so powerful, and things like this Blabs are powerful too, because you can connect with people, you can get that immediate vibe and really understand what they're about and what they stand for. And those in-person events are awesome for that. In fact, you know what? Great reminder for me, Mike B. I got to get out and do more meetups. Yep.
Oh, absolutely. I think networking locally is not something that I've done a lot of, but I really feel it's important to just connect with those people in your community. And of course, what you're doing may not be for them, but gosh, I heard something on one of the trainings that blew me away, that this one person built their business off of referrals from other people. And so, you may not be for that person, but I'm sure they know 4 or 5 people that you might be. So it's always great to say, hey, I'm doing this. Do you know someone who would have interest? And I think, that referral can go both ways and really help you build a great relationship.
Yeah, because if you're building relationships online, like on chat or Facebook, there's no reason why you can't do it in person as well.
That's a great point, Jessica, is to join Toastmasters. I mean, you definitely are meeting some leaders and people who are looking to improve themselves by connecting with that group very much. I agree. I've been kind of a homebody too, Tula. Unless I'm running kids here and there, I'm not out that much.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about our industry. We can do that. Yeah. We can build a business online, and for busy moms, it's a godsend sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but I think there's something to be said still for that in-person connection. I don't know if that will ever go away. And certainly to build that warm market, that's a great way to do it. Put the lasagna in the oven. Let's do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice right there.
Oh, yeah, that's how it goes.
So he can just shove me. He can make the lasagna and shove me out the door. But That's awesome.
No kidding.
So now, are all of you who are listening now, are some of you registered for tonight or what? Y'all coming out?
Yeah, I am so excited about learning a little bit more about how she runs her smaller lists and beats out people all the time. I was blown away at the size of her list.
Yeah.
and what she does with it. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Right. And talk about someone who's built a raving fan base. I mean, her followers are extremely loyal and just, really love her to pieces. And she's done such a good job of communicating with them and providing so much value. If you go to DianeHochman.com, her website, oh my gosh, there's hours and hours and days and weeks of training and value. Oh, by the way, Mike B's asking for a link. Angela, this is your blab, so I don't know if you want to give him a link to tonight's webinar.
Yeah, I just sent you a short link. You can get registered for tonight. It's just a free training. She's going to be sharing, our great friend Diane Hochman, who's been mentoring us, is sharing tonight how she has grown such a small list from her dining room table around her family and just beats out top marketers who have a list probably 10 times hers over and over again. It just blows me away. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So Mike, love to see you there tonight. Love to see you there. Absolutely. And hey, if you're there, we're going to say hi in the chat. Or if not, we can connect on Facebook and have our own little group chat and have fun and enjoy each other too. So I'm very excited about tonight.
Yeah. Yep, very excited. And I don't know if she's going to go over, do you know, Angela, the promoter, personality, professional stages? Or is that...
I don't know if she's going to do, I don't know if she's going to do all of those. I was under the impression she was going to talk a little bit about being the promoter some tonight, because that's how you start to learn to connect with people. And that's how I believe she's grown her list a lot, that she's always, promoting, and not necessarily a product, but just events that, and a lot of them free, that will help people so much.
Right. And wasn't that the biggest aha moment shift for you? I don't know if it was for me, but becoming that promoter first. It was, instead of trying to figure out what is my online personality, what is my marketing tagline, what do I want to say, what's my message, who am I, and just actually taking what's given to you and promoting it on behalf of someone else and using someone else's leverage or credibility while you're building is quite the concept. And it's actually really simple.
Oh, I know. I was trying to, for me, thinking, okay, what tool is going to help me? What do I need to learn? And I was looking from course to course to course, or even, reading or this and that, and just feeling like, okay, what's the answer? What's the answer? When she shared that with us, I was like, oh my goodness, that is so simple and something anybody can do. Something anybody can do. And everybody tries to skip that stage. I know I did, and I was having lots of challenges doing just everyday things, because I was just creating a bunch of noise with everything else that I was doing. And so learning the basic concept of promoting just blew me away. And then when you start seeing the results roll in, it's like, okay, I'm doing this on a long-term basis, because it's incredible.
Yep. Oh yeah. So to say bye to Sheila. She's going to do her stuff.
Oh, have fun.
Yep. Back to it, baby.
That's true, Mike. Collaboration is a great thing, and a great biz strategy for getting to work together and helping build together.
Yeah, especially for online, because you're at home, you're by yourself, and sometimes you tend to try to think you have to do it all alone. And you're right, the collaboration, reaching out and finding somebody who has already done it, who can share their strategies with you, and then actually listening and implementing. There's the two keys right there.
Jessica said she wished she had heard this 2 years ago, but though, I mean, I'm not sure if I'd have heard it 2 years ago. Sometimes you have to be in the right place, the right mindset, and maybe I would have been, but I honestly, I've grown a lot in a lot of different other ways, personal development wise and stuff. Sorry, I have kids home today, but my personal development has changed a lot too. So I have this belief that, now that I'm doing the promotion, that that's gonna work, that I'm gonna connect with people, and I believe that makes a huge difference. And then just throwing out a bunch of promotion, that you have a mindset behind that, of helping others in the way in which you share it.
Yeah, that's true. We have to be in the right mind.
Hey, Mike, we love to hang out with the guys, don't we, Jen? We've got some great friends. We definitely build out the stay-at-home moms there. They love to have adult conversations we don't get to always have.
That's a little niche right there. Is that a bulletin board? Is that like a chat board? So Coco, what's that?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
Online community?
It's a virtual office space. Cool. Yeah. I hadn't heard of that before.
That's really interesting.
Cool. Well, I know you've probably got to get ready to head out to get kids.
Yes, it is becoming school pickup time for me, and then figuring out how now I'm going to be sending some posts and messages while they're hanging out with me. So
absolutely
at it. I'm getting super excited.
I know. I was praying that my guys would go back to school today. We've had snow. They've been out since last Friday. So I was really hoping they'd go back. We're in a super large county, so back roads and stuff like that, it just takes them a long time to clear. See you, Jessica. So